Hi, it's me, Josie, and I'm here to do another eyeshadow tutorial for you. Today we're going to be looking at doing an eyeshadow palette from Primark. But first I just want to let you know before we start, I've primed my eyes already, as you can see. It's nice and dry now, and I've used P. Louise Base 1. So it's a great primer, guys. If you get a chance to pick it up and try it, you'll really like it. Alright, so the palette that we're going to be looking at today is Primark's Nude Basics palette. I'll show you the inside. Also some lovely, nice chocolatey browns, light browns, and some shimmer shades here, which we'll be using, I'm pretty sure. The shade names are on the back of the palette, in the corner here. I will put the shade names on the video for you so you can follow along a lot easier. So let me do the flipping of the shades. Alright, so the next thing I want you to do, and it's so very important, guys, really appreciate it, if you move that mouse over that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button now, and then also ring that bell and you'll get a notification whenever I come out with a new video. I try and be a bit funny with my videos and lighthearted because I love makeup, and I just like to be funny sometimes, or try to be funny, I guess. Sometimes I succeed, and other times I don't. So you'll see me getting up to some hijinks during the video. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to magnify my eyes so you can actually see what I'm getting up to with my peepers. So you'll be able to see everything up close and front. You could even go further into much more magnified, but let's just stick with that. Right, so let's get going, shall we? Okay, so the first shade that we're going to be using, we're using the shade Laid Bare. Put my brush into that. And I'm just going to do like a little bit of a transition shade. So I'm just lovely kind of cream color here to get something on those eyes. So just doing like back and forth motions and some round and round motions just to get that blended really well. If I muck up here and there when I'm talking, it's because I haven't done a video in a little while. Yeah, and I just kind of almost like feels like it's the first time every time I have a distance between when I've done palettes. So yeah, I'm really getting nervous. I try not to be. And so again, I'm doing the same thing on the other eye. I'm just going back and forth and doing some circular motions just to get that color put on right. A little bit more of that. I want the eyes to look the same on both sides. I won't go too far up because I don't really want to have a cartoon eye, where it looks like your eye is bigger than what it's supposed to be. So, okay, so I'm just going to clean that brush. And these are my two favorite brushes here, guys. I've got this soft crease brush, which is like just a bell kind of brush. And then I've got this Luxe crease brush, which is like round tipped. And it really they do well for blending and softening. So I'm just going to use both those on my transition shades here just to soften them up. This takes away from that look that it's really, edgy or anything like that. So it just kind of smooths it out. It's really nice. I love it. I love these two brushes. And so we're going to use the other one now. Again, I'm just smoothing it out. Okay, so we're going to start on the crease now, and I'm using a nice pencil brush from Jessup, and I'm going to go into that shade. Which one is it now? I'm just put some on that brush, and I'm just going to start popping that in my crease. Not too dark yet. I'll be building some color up shortly. Just start by getting that in the crease and kind of a little bit out, and I'm just try and build a bit of a wing here. I'm gonna get myself some of those little things you put over your eyes to kind of get your corners right. They're right all the time. I have to pick up some of those. Okay, so we'll go back into Nevada, and let's do the other side. And right in that crease. Sorry if you're hearing noises. Workers outside on the street again, bumping around stuff, diggers, that sort of thing. Okay, again, just kind of try and build a bit of a wing to play with later on. Try and stay the same on both sides. Okay, just going to clean that brush, and I'm going to soften it up with my soft crease brush. I'm doing some round circular motions on the other side. Very nice. Okay, and I'll go back in with this brush into that Nevada again, just softening it a little bit more while adding a little bit more pigment to that. Same thing on the other side, a little bit more, soften it up a little bit more. Right, so I seem to have a nice wing going on there as well now. Again, I'm just building that color up a little bit above that crease because I got like slightly hooded eyes. So sometimes I have to compensate by putting that color just on the bone there of the eye socket. I'm sure if you have hooded eyes as well, you know what I'm talking about. I don't like droopy eyes, do we? Okay, so I'm going to clean that brush now. And I'm going to go into the shade, 1 second, Endgame. It's called Endgame. So I'm going to use that same brush and go into that Endgame. It's a little darker. Just brush that in. And the other side, a little bit more pigment on that brush. Brush that in. So we've got a nice dark color going here. So make sure they're the same on both sides. Nothing worse than having an unequal eye shadow. Oh, a deep breath. I do that every time on every video. I don't know why. I just kind of like to lose my breath. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. I am going to go away and cut my crease, and I'll come back. See you in a minute. Okay, so I've cut my crease and I'm ready for some color on my eyelids. Now, if you're not sure how to cut crease, I will have a video on my YouTube site that has a tutorial for that. It's fairly simple though. All you're really doing is you're taking a medium like concealer, foundation, Peel-Weeze, any kind of canvas, eye canvas, anything like that that's like thick foundation type medium. You just apply that on with a small brush. I use my mini concealer brush by Morphe. And you just cut all along where the top of the eyelid is, and you use your whole lid. So you shape your eyelids. You can see them quite distinctly now. So yes, finish cutting that crease. Now the next thing, I'm waving this thing around, is we use that shade Revival, which is that bright gold kind of color right at the very end of the top row. I'm using a sponge that you get normally in little eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore, or you can, I think Amazon probably sells them in bunches. They're very easy to get a hold of, but these are the best thing for any kind of shimmer shades that, you know, kind of high gloss kind of look. So we're going to try that Revival on that sponge. You get quite a bit on the sponge, and you just start putting the color on, swiping it down. Or if you don't want to use a sponge, you can use your finger just as well. Just rub your finger inside that palette, that color, and just swipe it down. And you can see it's a lot more intense when you use your finger. So just rub it in here. Oh, deep breaths again. I think it's I'm talking too much. So getting a nice goldy kind of look on there. I'm only going halfway up with that, guys, because I'm going to put another shimmer shade on in a minute. Just want that color to be a bit more deep. Right, so that's lovely now, nice and glittery. Put some more on that sponge. Now it's covered. It should just go on like a breeze now. I'm dragging it out onto that corner. And again, I'm just popping some more on my lid. Now that I've got a base of the shimmer shade on there, the sponge makes it much easier to cover your lid. If you know what I'm saying, just it's you've applied it already like a base, so using the sponge is a lot easier. Okay, so other eye. Again, just popping that on the outer lid. Try not to wipe off your eyeshadow. Again, so I'm just putting like a base of the sponge from the lid, top of the lid, all the way down. And now I'm going to use my finger. And that should go on really nice now. Either way, it goes on. If you use your finger first or use your sponge first, whichever way, it just seems to work out a lot better. So into that same shade Revival with that sponge now. And I'm really blinging it out. Okay, so clean that sponge now. And what color are we gonna go for? I think we're gonna go for a nice soft whitish kind of color. So we're gonna go with the shade Awaken. Again, just use that sponge, pop that on the inner corner of your eye. Some more of that Awaken, and we'll pop the other side. It's not as shimmery as I'd like it to be. So we're gonna try another shade. Trial and error these things, guys, especially if you're doing a video like I'm doing off the bat without even playing with the makeup first to see what I'm going to do. Just kind of online. Okay, so we're going to try the shade Silk. And we'll use that sponge again. I'm just going to give it a quick clean because I don't want any more pigment on it. I'm using like my sponge thingy here that allows you to quick switch colors. Works really well. Got it off Amazon. Right, so we're going into that Awaken, and we'll just go over that other shade. Sorry, talking like gaps, don't I? I hope I don't confuse you too much. I kind of tend to be a bit trying to concentrate while I'm talking at the same time. I told you before in one of my other videos, I'm not very good at multitasking. Even though my husband begs to differ, he always says I always used to have multiple windows open on my computer when I was talking to people. I had like 3-4 conversations going at once. I was like, no, it wasn't. I really didn't. I guess he thinks I was. No, I'm just not too very good at multitasking. I just do my best, guys. I hope that's all right for you. Right, so this blending in really nicely now. It's a bit sparkly, a little bit more sparkly than what it was before. Let's try with my finger. Yeah, that's nice. It's like a silvery white, isn't it? It's nice. I like it when companies really think up their eyeshadows well. I put a good story mix. I mean, my story is like colors that kind of go together, so they'll think about putting dark pinks with light pinks, or gold and silver, or gold and like nude like this palette is. So you get a good variety of looks that you can make with them. I love that because I love being able to do different looks with different palettes, and yeah, so much fun. I'm going to tip the scale a little bit here now, guys, and I'm going to go into the shade, can't read it, Suited, sorry. It's a silver kind of shade, and I'm just going to pop that on my inner corner, and I think we'll take a bit onto that lid as well, over that white, because I think the silver looks nicer. I'll put the white on the bridge of the nose, just to look like it's kind of pops, the color pops. Okay, so clean that sponge, and I'll rub into that Awaken, I think it is. Look again. No, so Silk. And I'm just going to pop it right here on the side of my nose. Just a little bit of I'll clean that up a little bit. Not all over my face. It's much better. And the other side. And there we are. Now, let's get on to this bottom lid, shall we? Let's start. And we'll go into my smudger brush here by Jessup. And we're going into that dark chocolate kind of shade that we did there in the crease, which is the Endgame shade. And I'm just going to pop some of that right across my lower lid. Other side, I'm just going right across, and I'm bringing that up too as well. Let's grab some more of that. And this side, I want both sides to be the same, and it's blended well too. Trying to make the corner really, really tight. I like that. That's it. Sorry, I use my fingers sometimes. I don't know if you guys do, and you're trying to clean up as you're going along without a tissue. I tend to do that, but you can use a tissue, use whatever you want if you need to clean up a little bit. Okay, clean that brush. Now let's see if I can do a little bit of fun here with this color. Go back into that Revival. Use that smudger brush, and I'll just want to kind of pop a little bit in the corner there. Some more. No, I'm just going to take my sponge for that. I'm going to have to try the sponge back into Revival. Try and get it right on the tip, brightening it up as well. Trying to add a little bit on that lower lid, a little more on that tip, a little more on that tip. Gonna just kind of put it on the corner as well, see if I can get a nice blend. I have to clean up a little bit after, it's a bit messy. Alright, so let's clean that sponge and go back into that smudger brush and back into that Endgame. I'm just going across a little bit. Okay, so I'm quite happy with this eyeshadow the way it looks, guys. I'm going to go away now, put the rest of my makeup on, come back, and we'll talk about this palette. See you in a few minutes. This gorgeous, gorgeous nude look. I'm just going to magnify so you can see. You can see how pretty that is with that gold eyeshadow. So yeah, this palette, the Primark Nude Basics palette, cost me £5, and it's lovely. It's got a very, very good mix of colors. The mattes are pretty good. Watch out for a little bit of fallout though. Not much, but just keep an eye on what you're digging in the pan. The shimmers, I think they're kind of halfway, yeah, yes and no. They could be a bit better. Should be easier to swipe on the lid. It should be easier to swipe anywhere really, but you got to kind of really dig into the pan a little bit to get the color that you're looking for. The depth of that revival shade. I couldn't remember what it was then. Okay, so yes, no, brilliant palette, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got something out of it. I hope you've managed to obviously got this palette. If not, you'll probably find it at Primark and any of their stores in the makeup section. So have a look for it, see if it's there, and grab it. It's pretty good for the price that I paid for it. I'm quite happy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. A couple of things though, just before we go. Again, just telling you how important that this is, not for me, not for just me, but for you as well. That you go ahead, move your mouse over to that subscribe button, click on that subscribe button now, and click on the bell, and you'll get a reminder of next video that comes out. So you can kind of keep up with me and what's going on with my makeup journey and what palettes I'm using out of my secret cabinet back there. Yeah, lots to do behind my green screen. So yeah, just keep on going, and we'll try some more again next time. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care soon. Oh, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please put them in the comment box below the video. I'll get back to you fairly quickly within the same day, maybe next day, and I'll answer any questions I have for me. If there's anything you want to talk about, that sort of thing, I'm here and available and ready to chat with you. Okay, so I'll see you guys all later in the next video. Bye for now.